Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to ignore the fact that I haven't uploaded on this channel in 2 years about movies. But welcome back, one and all. Everyone's super chill. I am Dansandoa, if you didn't know already. And we are going to be indulging in a movie exposade. My all-time favorite movies. Part 2. I hope you enjoy. Sit back, relax, chill out with me for a few minutes of your day, and if you're not already subscribed, click that red button. Become part of the Super Chillest family on YouTube. Let's get right in. Obviously, I don't think I will have this in order, but I think the first runner-up has to be Pumpkinhead. I've made a video on Vintage Solitude about this already this year. Kinda well overdue. This is one of my favorite rewatchable movies. I've used this movie as like footage for my Insomniac Depression music video and all that. I did get copyright claimed on that, but I don't care. Pumpkinhead just fits the vibe of my music, and just a vibe that I can deal with 24/7. I don't need anything but in my head Pumpkinhead coming to kill me. Honestly, it's one of the best franchises ever, even though obviously the first one is the best one. There is 4 in the franchise. One thing I want to say is if they make Pumpkinhead 5, they better have Lance Henriksen in it before he dies. If they make a prequel, maybe, to Lance Henriksen's character, I don't know how they're gonna do that. Maybe de-age him a little bit. Probably not, actually. They would have to reboot the whole franchise and all that, but I'm just throwing some ideas out there. If you want to make a Pumpkinhead prequel, do that for Pumpkinhead 5, but yeah, Pumpkinhead. Nothing much more said. Go check my video out and check Insomniac Depression. I love that music video. It was a rehash of the original music video I had in mind, but it has Pumpkinhead as footage for that music video. This was unplanned in the beginning. I didn't think I would include The Exorcist, but since I'm cold, there's not many movie shirts I own. In my, like, tons of clothes I have, not many of them are movie related, and this is the only movie related merchandise I have. And it took me forever to see The Exorcist. I was holding out on it for a while until last year I saw The Exorcist in theaters, and that was a blast. I really enjoyed The Exorcist. I wanted to see it for the longest time. I thought it was going to be the scariest movie ever. No, it's not that scary. No. It's just, I would say, if you're a kid, you're probably going to get scared up by it, but I'm not really scared of many horror movies. Like, to be honest, I haven't seen many, so I can't really judge. The worst one I've seen that kind of scarred me for life was Midsummer. If you guys remember that one would traumatize me. It was just, it's not my kind of movie. It really isn't. It's just shock sight, the movie. That was Midsummer. But when it comes to Exorcist, it's classic horror, classic 70s horror at its finest, and you can't go wrong there. Now, the next movie I had on my list, which was on Letterboxd, I made a Letterboxd list of all the movies that I was going to talk about today. We have The Doors. Now, The Doors movie is going to stand the test of time for me, because The Doors are one of my favorite bands ever. And it shows when it comes to my music. I love to do that spoken word stuff in my electronic music, and it's so awesome. It's such a powerful band, such an inspiration Jim Morrison was, this movie is nothing like Jim Morrison though. And it is more of a artsy project kind of movie for Jim Morrison. And The Doors, it's okay. It's an okay biopic. It's like, I don't watch it for the, I watch it because I like the music. I don't really watch it to see what is the story behind Jim Morrison and The Doors. It's kind of exaggerated. And my favorite scene in the movie is the end. That one is just a drug trip. It's just crazy. If I was doing acid in the desert, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to experience. That just changed my mood, it just blew my mind. I love the artsy aspect of this movie. That's all I can say. Now, the next runner-up is Fortress. Fortress is a new movie I've seen recently in the past couple weeks. Fortress is a brutal cyberpunk movie. If you ever watch or play cyberpunk kind of games in movies, this one is probably your starter point where you need to start. Like, there's the Terminator, yes. There's the Matrix, yes. There's Blade Runner, yes. But when it comes to movies no one really knows and talks about, there's this. There's one other movie that I can talk about is Split Second. I've done a review on that. That's another cyberpunk movie you have to check out. But Fortress is nothing like Split Second. Fortress is about this guy who gets caught and he has to go to prison. It's a maximum security prison and it is run by AI and robots, and it's just dark and brutal, and it's absolutely well casted, just incredible. I love everything about that, the cyberpunk, the aspect of movies like this. It's predating a lot of things. A lot of the visuals remind me of System Shock. I did a review on that as well on my Vintage Solitude channel. But the visuals in that movie remind me of System Shock, and this movie predates that. It is very futuristic for its time, and I have to put it up there as one of my favorites. It's new in my favorites, but it's well received. Now, I'm just gonna put this as just a little, thing here. I love the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. 1 through 3. 1 through 3. Those movies just stand the test of time. Roderick Rules is my personal favorite of the 3. And that's what we're putting it here. Devin Bostic and Zachary Gordon, just outstanding roles. You can't see anyone playing these characters other than them, because really there's no one else that can stand the test of time other than this. This is the perfect casting for the Diary of a Wimpy Kid fan base and all that. Just an absolutely fantastically casted movie trilogy, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid has always been my favorite. Blues Brothers, this is Blues Brothers 1980, the original. I absolutely love this movie. It's fantastic cast, fantastic soundtrack, and I love Carrie Fisher in this movie. Always loved Carrie Fisher in this movie. It's her second best role, honestly. I haven't seen too many Carrie Fisher movies other than Star Wars and this one. And honestly, she is a mood. She dresses like what she's wearing in this movie is pretty much what I've been wearing the past, the whole fall season last year. It's just grandma style. She has a machine gun, she has a freaking flamethrower, grenade launcher. She's just going out to kill the Blues Brothers, and you can't go wrong there. Now, Heathers is a movie that I have watched recently as well. And it is one of the best 80s movies out there that is more so teenage angst kind of movies. And I like that about that movie. Heathers is great. And Winona Ryder just shines to the top with this role. And Christian Slater, absolutely love him in this movie. Just perfect. Roxy Carmichael is the next runner-up. This one is probably the most uncanny resemblance of me ever. Winona Ryder just looks like me the whole movie. And it's just, I love Winona Ryder. And this is just the look I go for, honestly, without even realizing it. Just great. It's just amazing. I love it. Now, Mid-90s is a movie I've watched recently as well. Mid-90s has the greatest soundtrack I could ever ask for. Has grunge, hip-hop, everything. And the cast is just, its most realistic cast I've ever seen in a movie. And Jonah Hill just outstandingly threw it out there, and we got Mid-90s. Explorers is always going to stand the test of time for me, because this is my favorite River Phoenix movie. And it's probably the only River Phoenix movie I've seen so far. Don't judge me. River Phoenix is just an incredible, beautiful actor and sorely missed. Explorers just shines to the test of time. This is what made me love space in the first place. Aliens, everything about space was the Explorers movie. I've always wanted to make a spaceship, go to space and find aliens, all that stuff when I was a kid. And this is one of those movies. Cube 2, also seen this year. Cube 2 is better than the first Cube, hear me out. Mostly because of the alternate realities and time travel. Time travel movies are always going to be my favorite. My favorite genre of everything. Film, video games, blah blah blah. I can hear everything about time travel. Just talk to me about time travel every day. We're all going to have a long conversation. Now, I was wondering if it would be bad to include the butterfly effect on this list. But I'm putting it on here anyway. I've heard controversies about Ashton Kutcher. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to talk about the movie. The Butterfly Effect is one of the best time travel movies I've ever watched. Besides Back to the Future, besides Bill and Ted, blah blah blah, this is the neat concept. You go back in time to memories you wrote about. And that is what I love about this movie. Because those memories lead into other things. When those memories are playing into place, they play into place in the later end of the movie. And it just all connects, and then it's so dark ending. It's just so beautiful, so well casted, so well rounded. I can talk about this movie for a long time. Ashton Kutcher, on the other hand, we probably should forget about him, you know? He's very controversial. I don't think we should talk about him, okay? Just talk about this movie, alright? The second Butterfly Effect is not that good, and I'm still waiting on watching 3, so, okay. Hot Tub Time Machine. Yeah, that comedy. I told you there's going to be a few time travel movies on here. Like last time I talked about Back to the Future, I think. Hot Tub Time Machine is funny, it's silly, it's another time machine movie that I can get down with. And it doesn't really over-explain anything. You just time travel into your old bodies from the past. Or the future. They did the future in the second movie, which didn't really work out very well. But Hot Tub Time Machine, the original, funny, hilarious, gold. And I loved it. It's perfect. It's a perfect, silly movie. Now, I want to talk about River's Edge. Well, River's Edge, I was waiting to dive into these movies of Keanu Reeves' past. I haven't seen too many Keanu Reeves movies, okay? And I thought River Phoenix was in this one, but that was some other movie. But I'm getting aside of myself. River's Edge, perfect. I have a friend named Lane, actually, and he looks exactly like Crispin Glover in this movie. Just he's a little bit taller. And the other thing is, I have two friends named Lane, so it gets a little confusing. And I thought that was funny, and it's a good iconic movie. I love Keanu Reeves. I love Crispin Glover. It's a great movie from the 80s. And it's very dramatic. It's very beautiful. And I loved it. It was great. We have Parallel. Now, Parallel is one of those time travel. It's not really time travel. It's an alternate dimension. Now, alternate dimension movies are fine. They're okay. There's nothing special about them. This one, on the other hand, is very 3 stars, maybe, if you're really judgmental. Honestly, it's okay. It's perfect the way it is. I thought it was fine. I thought it was silly in some parts where they kill certain characters and replace them with the alternate reality version, but that guy was very greedy and a scumbag. But yeah, it's the consequences of our reality. You jump through a portal and cheat. Not everything in these realities will be the same. Just you are the same, but slightly different. And you know how it is with alternate dimensions, the multiverse, blah blah blah. That's what you get in this movie, and you have to go through the consequences. Now I'm going to end it off with The Crow. Now, The Crow is one of the best movies of the 90s. Great soundtrack, just excellent casting, and Brandon Lee. Oh, sweet Brandon Lee. And it's just an incredible loss to many. We could have had multiple Crow movies with Brandon Lee, and maybe much more. Brandon Lee was just getting started, and it's just a really sad ending. I watched Salvation not too long ago, and that was kind of, 3 stars, 3.5 stars maybe. It wasn't that great. And the other ones, nope, I'm not going to watch them. Probably not. Maybe later. But right now, it's just not it. Yeah, they should have ended it with Brandon Lee, but it's a comic book series. You have to make sequels, right? Yeah. But anyway, I want to know what your favorite movies of all time are in the comments. These are just my top 15 like I did last time. But, yeah. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what your favorite movie is. And tell me what I should review as a standalone review on this channel. And hope you all are staying super chill. And I will see you next time on the Dansandoa Show.